If you want to know how to grow and care for your holiday or Christmas cactus, then this is the video for you. The holiday cactus, Christmas cactus, and Easter cactus, they're a little bit different. The plants are not all the same, but the care of them is very similar. When you think of a cactus, you think of a hot, deserty, dry, filled with sun environment, but that's not the condition that this cactus grows in. And you have to be aware of the growing conditions of the plant in its natural environment, because that's what you want to try to mimic if you want to grow it in your home. But this cactus is actually from Brazil, a dense jungle. It's an epiphyte. It grows, it hangs in the trees, and it just is really lush, a beautiful plant, but not the growing conditions that you would typically think for a cactus. And when you want to plant it and grow it in your home, then you have to think about, how do I replicate those natural conditions? Here's some of the best tips. And as I mentioned, this plant grows in a tropical environment in the jungle. So this plant, which hangs in the trees and along the rocks and hanging out of the crevices, but it's not in direct sun. This plant doesn't like to be in direct sun. So when you have it in your own growing conditions, you don't want to place it in direct sun. If you have it outside, which you can do during the summer, again, it has to be predominantly in a shaded to full shade environment. I keep mine indoors year round, but I know a lot of people in hotter, warmer climates, they do keep theirs outside, and then you bring them in. They're not hardy. The first tip for managing this plant is to make sure that you get the lighting conditions right. It doesn't like full sun, grows in a tropical jungle in its natural native environment, so it doesn't want to be in full sun. So if you keep it indoors, which I do keep mine indoors, and a windowsill is nice. I keep mine under grow lights, but not directly under grow lights. It's typically about 1-2 shelves down, so it gets a lot of nice, bright, indirect light indoors. And I have multiple, as you can see here. I collected them over the years, and they continue to grow up. We'll talk about that part of it in just a moment. But we're going to stick to the lighting. If you place it outside, make sure it's in a full shaded environment. You don't want it to get any late midday sun or hot evening sun. Maybe a little too aggressive for this particular type of cactus. So what you know about cactuses is for how cactus grow in full sun. Don't think about that for your holiday Christmas cactus. Now this plant thrives in cooler rooms, which is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 20, 21 degrees Celsius, if they thrive in that type of environment. So you don't want to have it in places that get too hot. It also likes a bit of humidity. I keep the humidity kind of hot in here. I have a lot of tropical plants in this room. There's a lot of water evaporating. There's a large fish tank. So I keep a high humidity, and those growing conditions with a lot of high humidity and with the cooler temperatures work really great for this plant. If you want to get it to bloom around Christmas, then you'll need to make sure that you're extending the light or decreasing the amount of light, giving it more darkness, and also dropping those nighttime temperatures down to around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So you need those cooler temperatures at nighttime, and then you'll need that longer night period, and then it'll set bud. You want to start this about 2 months before you want it to bloom. So if you want it Christmas, you want to make sure it's blooming for Christmas, then you want to go and take it through that cycle about 2 months before then. Once you get those buds set, then you can bring it back out into normal conditions, and it should be just fine. Again, don't eat it or overwater it while it's in bud. When you get this plant in bud, you just want to sit back and let it rock and roll. Speaking of watering, one of the biggest problems that people have with their Christmas cactus or holiday cactus is overwatering. Now, I grow mine in pond, which is this nice material, volcanic rock material, and it drains. I use semi-hydroponic pots, so there's water sitting at the bottom of the pot, but not sitting on the roots. The roots can extend down into that water when they need that moisture. I don't keep a lot of water on these, and they do really great. This one I haven't repotted yet, but you see, free draining at the bottom. As I mentioned, these plants are epiphytes. They're growing hanging off of trees or attached to stone, and if the rain comes down, hits the plant, hits the roots, and the majority of that water is going to then wash away from the plant. It's going to drip down to the ground. So these do not like to be waterlogged. If you have a pot that doesn't have drainage in the bottom and you fill it up with a lot of water, you're going to wilt the plant, and you're likely going to kill it. So does not want wet feet, doesn't want soggy feet. Free draining, it's the type of soil that you look for. If you're going to grow it in soil, cactus soil would be best. Again, I use pond to grow mine in. I find that it drains really wonderfully, and I have a lot of success with that. But if you don't want to use pond, you want to just use a normal soil, the cactus soil, that would be really good for growing this particular type of cactus. If your Christmas cactus gets really large and you're looking to repot it, you can repot every 2 to 3 years. You'll notice here I have several, not one big clump, because what happens is the way this particular plant grows, if you jostle it a little too much, if you're messing with it, it will break off these ends, and these ends will break off. And you take those, you let it set it down for a couple of days. Let's say I don't have any ends that are broken off right now, and I don't want to break any off. But if you have one, a little pad here, broken off, you let it sit down for a couple of days in a dry condition, let that end scab over, cover over, and then you take that, stick it into some soil, water it, and walk away, come back in a few weeks, and it will have roots on it. What you may notice here, these actually have root hairs. There are roots, little root hairs growing out the side of this one. Is a perfect example right here. So there's some root hairs right there. They're not on every junction. This one has root hairs. So if you were to separate this, again, let that scab over and then stick those roots into some soil, you can easily reroot this plant and have a vast host of cactus growing for you. I try not to do that too much because I just don't want so many of them. But when it breaks off, if a piece breaks off, I will pick it up. It looks sturdy, looks healthy, then I will take it. Sometimes I use a little bit of rooting hormone and I will repot it. And then you get to end up with a lot of it. I keep mine into these smaller sections in pots instead of trying to keep it all in one larger pot. But it's all up to you. I do like to take my cactus. I like to blend in the different colors. Like this one is blooming in white. You see the white blooms here. And this one bloomed previously a few weeks ago and it bloomed in red. So when I repot these, which these are two new additions, I will likely pot these in the same pot together. So the next year when they bloom out, they should bloom roughly around the same time and they'll have a beautiful red and white bloom, both all in the same pot. I think that would be really pretty. The others, they're different colors here. I have different colors. There's some red ones and there's some white ones. I typically don't try to force mine to bloom at any particular time. I let the conditions adjust and they bloom when they feel. I have a lot of flowers here that bloom, but I typically don't try to control blooming on my plants. I see there's some buds that are starting on some of these, really small, but that's because we're in the time of year now when nighttime is really long. I have the heat cut down in this room a little bit, so it's not as hot in here. So the temperatures are very conditioned to where these will likely set, but they will not bloom for Christmas. They'll bloom before Easter. So probably sometime around the January, February time frame, these may actually go into bloom. If they do, great. If they don't, I actually love the plant because I love the way it grows. I love the shape. I love the foliage. And the blooms, they're a nice little bonus, but I don't keep them just for the blooms. I really just love the way the plants look. And then the fact that they are so easy to propagate. If the section breaks off, talked about how you can just add that in. And then if you want to share this plant, this is a wonderful plant to share as well. You can share it really easily. Again, you can take those sections off, go ahead and propagate those and share those with friends and family. It's a wonderful way to extend the Christmas cactus. Now, people have been known to keep these alive for an exceedingly long time. I've heard reports of 200 years. Some people say their grandmother had it and their great-grandmother had it. And it may be propagated different lineages off the same plant, maybe not the same exact root ball, but I could see how you can keep this plant going for quite a while. I've had these growing with me for at least the last 5 to 6 years here. And you will note that as the plant gets older, the lower stems tend to take on a more woody appearance. I'll show you that here. This is a perfect example. You can see that corking down in there just kind of turns a little woody. That's totally fine and normal. So that little brown there, that woody color, that's fine, not a problem at all. Does not mean that there's any problem with your plant. For fertilizer, I tend to use, with my cactus as with most, the 6-month slow release fertilizer is blended in. That's what I tend to use year round for most of my cactus. When these go into bud, you definitely don't want to actively add any fertilizer that could cause the plant to drop bud. But Balance 20 cactus fertilizer would work really well. That would go really well. I use a liquid fertilizer, typically works really well for me with a pond. And I've had great success. I don't tend to over fertilize, and these plants do really well. They do great with just a hint of neglect, meaning you want to let that water dry out. If you're watering, if it's normal soil, you don't want to water it too much. You definitely don't want to move this plant too much because, again, these sections can break off and you got pieces dropping all over the place. So just a hint of neglect. They're wonderful, as most cactus are. They're really self-sufficient, but a lot of cactus and a lot of succulents, they're really great if you just keep those conditions consistent and don't mess with them a little too much. If you're interested in shaping your plant, you will know that some of these are growing leaning to, this is a perfect example of one that's growing leaning predominantly to one side. That has to go with how the plant was sitting next to some other plants. So you can shape them. You can take these sections, and if I wanted to shape this, I could break these sections off to bring this back in line, or I could take a plant which faces in the opposite direction and repot them together, and I get that more full look. You can really control what the look is of the plant. And then you also have to make sure that you keep the plant in line with the light as for how the shape is, and you don't want to take the plant which has the growth going off to this side and then the side where the plant is, right, all of this growth, and put this side towards the light and then that side towards the darkness, right? You don't want to do that. So you want to be cognizant of that. This one was growing in a condition to where it had predominant, most of the light that it liked was on one side. So you can shape this to get it going back in another direction. The easiest way would be to trim it back, repot it, or put it back in the way it was. I'm not too worried about it. These sit together, and I can then, again, as I mentioned, a smaller one, I may want to take this smaller one, put it on the other side and put it together. and then I can have one nice round shape if I want. Some of these will be repotted. You only have to repot these once every couple years. You don't have to repot them very quickly. They don't mind being a bit root bound. I have seen some that are incredibly root bound and they grow still exceedingly well. It's just a very versatile plant that gives you a lot of flexibility with the care. So let's talk the buds. These don't all bloom at the same time. It will set bud, and it's okay if buds fall off. That does tend to happen. Here's a bud that's falling off here. That is normal to lose a couple buds, but they tend to bloom in sequence. I've never had one where they're all bloomed out at the same time. Here you can see this bud is gone over. This is coming out next couple of days. This one is already gone over, and there's some really small ones. Now that's really great because it means you'll get a series of blooms over the next few weeks. Again, once it goes into bud, you want to keep the conditions really consistent. Don't overwater, don't fertilize, and don't mess with the plant too much at that point. Here is a piece that's broken off. This one's broken off. I don't have any roots visible there, but if I wanted to repot this, I could let this dry out, make sure that on the end is scabbed over a little bit. I use a little bit of growth hormone, put that in some soil, let it sit there, keep the conditions slightly moist, and within a few weeks, definitely within 2 to 3, you'd have some roots and you can repot that. This is a wonderful plant for propagation. I just can't mention that enough. It's a wonderful plant and easy to propagate. Let's go through some of the common problems if you have really shriveled pads and maybe underwater. These are the pads, right? If it looks a bit shriveled, you may be underwater. If the plant goes limp or reddish in tint, it may be getting too much light. Typical problems would be underwatering if you don't give it any water at all. They do need some. Overwatering, where the water cannot drain out of the soil. And if it's in a pot, it can't drain, it has too much water on it. That could be a problem. Too much light, that tends to also be a problem. Not enough light. So those are the conditions, the main ones that you need to watch out for. I don't find these plants to have many problems with pests. I've never had a pest problem with any of my cactus, any of the Christmas cactus or holiday cactus. I've never had a pest problem. But you could get some pests around in the soil, but the fact that these drier soil, that then even cuts down on some of those particular type problems with that. Never had problems with fungus, never had any problems with mites. So they're pretty pest resistant in my experience. But you typically want to watch out for underwater, not enough, too much fertilizer, those normal things that you have to be aware of with any plant that you're taking care of. So let me give you year-round conditions real quick. Spring, after it blooms, you can fertilize. This is when you're going to push for the most growth from this plant. Summer, you want consistent conditions, nice, warm, dry. Again, if you have the conditions to place it outside in the shade, you can do that. Mine stay indoors year-round. In the autumn, this is the time frame. If you want to try to make sure you get your blooms, then you want to place it in darkness, get those temperatures cooler at night, around 55 degrees Fahrenheit again at night. Daytime temperatures a little bit cooler as well, and you can get those buds set, and that's going to take you into the winter. You got that bloom period. Place it where you want it to bloom. Once you get it set, let it go through that cycle, and then you can run it right on through that cycle again into next year and do the exact same thing. Throughout the year, you could potentially propagate. If you move it in a section of this plant breaks off, don't throw it in the trash, don't throw it out, don't compost it. You really can propagate it. Now you will have to shape it because it can grow really long. Again, imagine this plant in its native environment is up in the trees and it could root here and it's growing down really lush, and those stems growing down can get pretty long. So you can get that replicated in home. So you may have to do a bit of shaping if it starts to go too far in one direction or too far in all directions. You want to do that. You don't have to repot too frequently, and those are some of the best conditions to keep this plant. It's a beautiful plant, really easy to care for. I enjoy it. They're really easy to find in most garden centers, definitely around this time of year, which is the Christmas or the holiday season. You can find Christmas cactus. You can find Easter cactus around Easter. Thanksgiving cactus, you can find it around that holiday season, which is late November. So from late November, mid to late November through December, this plant is in most garden centers or garden shops. And if you don't have it there, go and talk to the staff and they can order one for you. It's a pretty easy plant to get. It's a pretty easy plant to take care of. I have several, and most of them have come from one plant. If it breaks out, breaks a piece break off, or I'm propagating, I'll put it in another pot, stick it in another corner, and then I have even more. I'm looking to start sharing this around, but I do love the fact that it comes in multiple colors. You get some pinks, you get some whites, you get red. I've even seen some oranges, and you can blend all those colors together and have a beautiful rainbow of Christmas cactus blooming for you. Hey, this has been my best tips for how to take care of this plant. It's a lovely plant. It's very lush, a beautiful green color. It has a tropical look and tropical feel. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. I go through a lot of other plant descriptions and care techniques on the channel, so go and check that out. Until next time, do take care.